Alright, so with Montreal moving forward, constantly taking steps in their rebuild, I'm not sure what you guys think of them coming into this season, especially in one of the toughest divisions in hockey in the Atlantic. And even the wild card looks like it's going to be an absolute dogfight again. Pretty much everything would have to go right for this team for them to be there. And they need some players to take some major leaps forward, like Hudson, Gooley, Newhook, Montembeault or Primo, and Kirby Dach to stay healthy. But that's not really the focus in Montreal here. Yes, they want to be better, they want to win some games, start to build a bit of a winning culture with this younger roster. But Kent Hughes is clearly squarely focused on the future here and trying to make this team a solid contender in the long term, not just let's try to build a playoff team and see what happens. And I think Habs fans are ecstatic about that, especially with how Bergevin was in the latter part of his tenure, minus the cup final run, of course. They're definitely taking their sweet time rebuilding this roster, but as long as there's a clear direction for the franchise and a clear plan that makes sense, I don't think you'll get a ton of fan apathy or anger, especially in a really knowledgeable market like Montreal. So that's why when you look at Kent Hughes' key moves this offseason, it's really all been about youth. There hasn't been a big trade or a sexy free agent signing. I mean, apparently Marchessault came pretty close to signing with Montreal. That would have been cool, but really this offseason has been continuing with the rebuild MO here, which is stockpiling and preserving young talent, especially in the month of July, and it's continued in these last couple days. Whether it's at the draft, being able to get Ivan Demidov at 5, or even at 21st, Michael Hage, I've seen quite a few people saying that that's a steal. Then being able to get Juraj Slafkovsky done well ahead of his RFA incumbent season, and not to a bridge deal either that you got to worry about in a few years. No, it's 8 years, it's done, 7.6. Now your big three offensively are all locked in for under $8 million. Then a fan favorite who was linked to trade rumors throughout the season gets locked in 2 more years at $1.3 mil for Arbor Xhekaj. For the value this player brings, that's a tidy bit of business. And don't worry, Habs fans, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's an easily tradable contract, so it's nice to have that option if it were to come to that. You also get to keep another young defenseman in Justin Barron at 2 years, 1.15 per season. Again, gives you flexibility, gives you options. You go into training camp stockpiled on young D, go out and battle for those spots. Who wants it? That's, in my opinion, the best thing you can do for the development of these young guys at training camp, especially on D. Then the big one outside of Slafkovsky just happened a few hours ago as of this recording. Caden Gooley, 6 years at $5.5 million. Kent Hughes, take a bow, man. GMs are liking to go this route with their really young defensemen now. I mean, we just saw Brock Faber sign a monster deal. He was just in the Calder nominations. Similar thing with Jake Sanderson in September. It seems to be, okay, we see the potential in this guy. We see that he's going to be great. Let's sign him now before he becomes really, really expensive. Let's sign him for what he's going to do, not what he's already done. I'm not sure Gooley's a 1, but I definitely think he is and will be a great number 2 or number 3 defenseman. He can munch a ton of minutes. He can skate really well, and he's got some offensive pop. At 5.5, especially with the cap going up, I honestly have zero worry of this contract not aging well. Overall, the Habs are sticking to their guns. You got to respect it, and there should be zero confusion about the direction this team is heading in and what their focus is. That being said, I'm pretty fascinated to see this season what guys like Brendan Gallagher, Josh Anderson, Mike Matheson do. Christian Dvorak is still on this team. Obviously, trade rumors are going to follow those types of guys when a team is in a rebuild, but I would not bank on a lot of those contracts being movable. I feel like Kent Hughes would have done it already if he could, for some of those guys at least. And I don't know, you still need some veteran presences in your room. You can't just make it completely just 23-year-olds running amok in the dressing room. As usual, give me your thoughts in the comments. If you want more Habs content, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.